You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Roz. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. You wouldn't say that to your mama, so why us?
DM Deep Dive happens on the show every day. This is part of the show where we go through the DMs that you are sending in to us and we discuss.
Hey, Maria, what do we got in the DMs today?
Hey, okay, Kylie says, I have a question for Roz and Mocha that I just heard and think would be funny, given Roz's history with living situations. What would you rather find living in your attic? 1,000 cockroaches or one person?
Oh.
Wait. Like a person who's
like
alive?
a human being.
Yes.
No, I know that. I put a person. Is that alive or dead?
That's happened. No, they're alive. They're just living up there.
Oh, no, cockroaches.
They come down into your kitchen when you go to bed at night.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going to say cockroaches.
1,000 cockroaches?
Yep.
Easy 1,000 cockroaches.
Yeah.
I've killed more cockroaches than 1,000.
Manageable. I mean, gross,
Yeah.
but manageable.
Yeah, because
Not
a person. Yeah.
No, thanks. Hold on, Maria, don't even tell me you're contemplating
No,
this.
but I have a question.
Yeah.
Is the guy hot?
No.
No, that's Maury's question.
Yeah, that's not my wrong person here.
Yeah.
What if like you met the person and then you became friends with the person?
No.
That still wouldn't freak you out, though?
It's what would you rather discover? 1,000 cockroaches or one person?
Like, what if that person had been living there for years? You had no idea.
And maybe the cockroaches.
See, I'm saying person.
I'm with Maury.
Because here's, I'm
with Maury, man.
Because I'm still,
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm still alive.
Yes.
We remove the person. I can move on with my life. The police or, I don't know, the ambulance,
Yeah,
whoever.
because
then I
cockroaches
can
can
move
get into
on.
anything.
Yeah.
I know, but that person could come back.
So can the cockroaches.
And they know your routine depending on how long they've been up there, right?
More, you would.
They know everything about you.
But once they're gone or removed, you can then change however they got in.
Shem, why are you saying person?
Listen, I just feel like, can you ever really truly get rid of 1,000 cockroaches? Like, I always feel like you're gonna just one's gonna surprise you.
You'll always have cockroaches.
Yes. So no. Then a person.
A person.
Then get rid of a person because Maury's right. Once they're gone,
Yeah,
they're gone.
No.
You don't got to worry about them anymore.
No,
they're just
know
gone.
Everything about you.
That's okay.
And what if they were
showing
clean?
up? They start showing up where you're at during the day.
You would never be comfortable anywhere. Like
Never.
if you found a person living in your attic that you didn't know, you would never be comfortable anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
I'm less comfortable with cockroaches.
Like,
same.
I've lived with roaches, lots of roaches.
shows.
And
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
and
You gonna take that, bro?
I'm still taking cockroaches.
Next DM, please, Maria.
All right. Jag says, who would be the best at doing parkour?
Oh, easy.
I'm out.
Me.
It's all you.
I'm out.
You're
Yeah,
out.
either you're
Maurice
Maria.
Maria, you think
For
you can do
sure.
parkour?
No, the last time I tried climbing a fence, my shorts got caught and I went flying. So
No, okay. Now, let's just say this, okay? You being the best out of this group, Mocha, is nothing to pat yourself on the back about.
What are you talking about, bro?
Out of this group, who would be the best at parkour? Obviously, I'm going to say you, but that is nothing.
Look at this group.
That is
Oh,
nothing.
okay. What do you mean by look at this group? I'm athletic. I just can't like.
Maria,
you and Mocha. I'm recovering from a broken bone.
Yeah, Maria, both your legs are all
Shem
broke
can't
up.
run.
You can barely walk.
Maria.
You can barely walk without your knees sounding like that guy doing the freestyle.
The king goes.
Okay, so Mocha, we all agree it's you, Mocha, but don't take this for the victory that it is.
What are you talking about?
No, brother, come on.
If I got like some sick Adidas or New Balance or some Jordans on right now,
Yeah.
I could parkour the hell out of this place.
Bro, you broke your collarbone at a children's bicycle park.
Bro, it wasn't a kid's. Listen, I was.
See, I don't know what's worse, getting caught climbing a fence or that.
Climb the fence, Maria. Climb the fence.
Let's all pump the brakes a little bit on the parkour.
I was training for the X Games,
Yeah,
okay?
Okay.
There were other athletes there.
I'm just saying, we all agree you would be the best at it, but it's not the flex you think it is. Look at this group.
Anyway, I'm the best. Next DM, please, Maria.
All right. Paul says, what is one concert that you really want to go to?
Post Malone and Jelly Roll. They have a concert coming up soon. I would love to go to that show. Oh, and the very last Wu-Tang Clan show that's happening in the summertime because they're on their farewell tour. Roz?
No concert.
Okay. Maria.
I really want to go to Post Malone as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky enough that I got tickets to go see Morgan Wallen. But yeah, Post Malone is on my radar. I'm just trying to find my way into that concert.
All right, Maury, who are you going to go see?
I want to go to Oasis or Billy Joel when he comes back.
Nice. Shem.
Backstreet Boys in the Sphere, LA, Las Vegas.
Oh, sick.
That'd be great.
When are they doing that show?
I believe it's this summer, sometime in the summer. I'd love that.
We should all go together.
Yeah, a bunch of they've got like a mini residency there. I'd love that.
Why don't we
Listen,
all
I
do
love a Vegas
trip?
Yeah,
Why don't we all go, Roz?
I'm not.
Fire.
Okay. There's no way. Like if my kid said that she wanted to go to a concert, I would take her.
Oh my God, I'm going to text
but
Roxy and be like, yo, ask your dad.
But other than that, there's a good chance I will never go to another concert in the rest of my life.
Really?
No.
Not even Backstreet Boys at the Sphere?
Especially Backstreet Boys at the Sphere.
Bruh, you missing out, dog.
How much are tickets to see Backstreet Boys at the Sphere?
I'll find out right now. Hold on. Tickets are between $165 and $1,000.
Oh, perfect. $165, guys. Affordable. Thank you, everyone, for all of your DMs. We'll do this again tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks, Maria.
Anytime.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Things get weird in 3, 2, 1.
Time once again, ladies and gentlemen, to see what y'all are saying to us behind the scenes in the DM Deep Dive.
Maria, what is in the DMs today?
All right. Steve says, I understand as a radio station, you have certain time slots for specific segments. But if the conversation is going well and you know it's going to be good content, do you ever just ignore how long it's taking?
It's usually just like when we start stuff. Like, realistically, the way that the actual show is structured with commercials and everything else, commercials we have to put on, right? We can't get rid of commercials. So no matter how much fun we're having, we have to do commercials. And then because we have to do commercials and where they all fly, we rarely run into a problem of where we'd have to bump the news, let's just say, right? Or even something like FML, like where where that is, and it doesn't matter sort of what goes on before that. Like we've never been in a position of where we had to bump FML, right? Even though we've blown out so much stuff that we had planned for the half hour before that.
Yeah, but we all know, pretty much the timing of what we have allocated for things on the show. So when we start something at a certain time, if it goes on a little bit longer, we know how much time that we have to play with before, let's say, playing another song or playing the commercials.
Yeah.
Next DM.
All right, this is from me, not actually me, from someone whose name is me. So, this is actually for Roz specifically. And they wrote, have you ever felt that after your dad had passed away that you had to honor him in your own way? What was it, if anything? Because I am struggling with it.
I think that's an everyday thing, but you can only start thinking about this stuff after you get to a certain point with dealing with grief. And everybody does it different, and it could take years as it did for me, or some people, deal with grief differently and they're able to sort of put themselves in that mindset very soon afterwards. I think for me, the way that I honor my dad, one is to just sort of be the guy that he raised, right? And not pivot from his kind of values and what he loved and, you know, the way he thought about family and all that stuff. Is sort of just kind of be the kid that he raised as a grown man. Like I think I would be the exact same now if my dad was still alive, right? Because I think about that a lot. And then I think just being a great dad is the best way to honor him. You know, and he wanted a grandkid more than anything. And he never got to meet, Roxy. So I think that like my just sort of outlook on fatherhood and the way that I talk to my kid is very similar to the way that he talked to me.
Yeah.
And so I think that just being the kind of dad that I am is really the only way that I can honor him, because I don't know if he would want anything else, to be honest.
And I think it was
with
really
you.
nice, I would say, the way you honored him as well was sharing those wonderful stories about him in your memoir.
Yeah.
A Little Bit Broken.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I would say that might be a big part of it, because there were there's some things that I remember just throughout the history of the show of you mentioning like small little tidbits into your life and about your dad. But it wasn't until the memoir came out where I really, really got to understand him, because you shared so much of who he was and so much of his teachings and what kind of a guy he was, right? So I think that that's a great way to honor. And not to mention, wasn't it on the back cover of the book you were wearing a sweater that he owned?
Yeah, it was
as well. I thought that was beautiful.
Because that's the only thing I have of his.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and younger generations won't have this, right? Like Roxy will never face this problem, because you and I, somewhere, everything that you and I have done will exist somewhere. All the podcasts, all the shows, everything else, right? They will exist somewhere. There's thousands upon thousands of hours of me talking, telling stories, everything else. With my dad, when he died, there was no... Like, I don't have anything with my dad's voice on it. There was no video, right? Like, and there was no him telling stories, anything else like that. So with my book, the thing that I wanted to do with that was, you know, when somebody dies, you become the person who tells their story, right? And the fear that I had is that after I'm gone and my brother's gone, he's gone forever. There would be nobody left to tell his story. So it would be as if he never existed, right? There's very little trace of him anywhere. And so my writing the book and putting all that stuff in the book, it's not only permanent record of my life, but it's permanent record of his life that will live on way long even after I've lived on, right? So that's the best way to do it.
Beautiful. Next DM, please, Maria. Time for one more.
All right. Steven says, there's a bowl of 1,000 grapes in front of you, and all are safe except one. Which kills you if you eat it? The one. For each grape you eat, you get $100,000. How many grapes are you willing to risk eating?
Bro, you know how much bad luck you'd have to have in order to pick up one, the very first one, and that's the one that kills you?
But it could be.
I know. I'm going to say I'm not going to trust the bowl of grapes. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to attempt at all. Or I have one grape and I'm good. I get $100K and then that's it. I'm pushing the bowl aside.
You think that you would be able to push the bowl aside?
Yeah, I'd have to.
After what?
After $100,000?
Oh, I don't know. What are you saying? Are you going to have the bowl of grapes?
Oh, God.
No, I'm going to go back to my first answer. I'm not doing it because then with my luck, the first grape is going to kill me. I'm done.
I would say there's no point doing it unless you eat 10 grapes.
What?
Oh, no, man.
No.
Right?
Yeah, no.
I would say there's
I'm getting antsy right now. We don't even got a bowl of grapes
I
in
would
here.
say there's no point on doing it unless there is, unless you eat 10 grapes. Yeah. Damn it, Maury. How many
I'm going to
grapes
eat 5 grapes so I can pay off the mortgage.
5 grapes.
That's it?
Done.
All right, so Maury's going 5
Maury's
grapes.
going 5
Maria,
grapes.
how many grapes? Or are you not doing that?
I would go 3.
3 grapes?
3
oh, my
grapes.
God.
That's it.
Really?
You're going to risk that, though, for $300,000?
I don't care. I don't want to die.
No, but I know. But if you're only going for 3, I wouldn't do it.
Why? It's still money in my bank.
I know.
You know what do you know what I could do to people in my generation with $300,000?
Do you know what you could do with $1 million?
You know what? I don't even care that much.
Okay.
$300,000 right now is better than anything else.
How much grapes?
You know what? I think I would try for 10.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Do I have to do 10 all at once, or can I do one by one?
No, it is one at a time. It's one by one.
Oh, yeah, I think I would do 10.
I got bad luck, guys.
I go 10.
I'm taking a bite of that first grape.
Like my
I'm
life too
done.
much.
Yeah,
I'm
I go
finished.
10. Yeah.
So
If
long.
you ate 3
Yeah.
and the third one kills you, the $200,000 Does that just disappear? Does someone get it?
disappears.
No, someone should get it.
No, there's no will.
I just sacrificed my life for this.
No.
There should be a will.
No.
Nobody forced you to eat the gravestone.
Nobody said, hey.
I'm doing it for like the people in my life.
No, nobody said, hey, be selfish today. Right?
Thank you, everyone.
Very rarely
for
does
all
that
of your
happen.
DMs. Those are some great questions.
Your
Keep
mom
them
never
coming
put a
in.
note in your lunch being like, hey, Maria, be selfish today. XO mom.
Keep those DMs coming in. Thanks, Maria.
Anytime.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. I regret this already.
Yeah. Time for the DM Deep Dive.
Maria, what do we got in the DMs today?
All right. Shane says, could you guys survive hot ones?
Oh, easily.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think I could.
No doubt.
Do you think you could survive, Maria?
Yeah, I actually love spicy food.
Yeah.
So I think I could survive. I don't know if I would feel comfortable by the end in terms of the heat, but I think I could survive it.
Yeah. And Roz, you have a high tolerance for spicy food.
I do, but there's some, especially when it comes to hot sauces, because as soon as people realize that you're a hot sauce guy, you get a lot of them as gifts.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You do. And I've received so many hot sauces over the years as gifts. And to be honest with you, I've thrown a lot of them out.
Really?
Yeah, because when you start getting into the Reaper, burn your ass, death squad, never gonna make it out alive brand of hot sauces, right? To me, like those aren't a hot sauce. They're an ingredient, I would say, like if you wanted to make something super spicy, but you would never put that on something and eat it, right? It's not enjoyable for anyone because one, it's just extreme heat that prevents you from tasting anything. And also with a lot of those like super extreme hot sauces, the flavor's awful.
And it just ruins the meal because
It's just-
you just taste the hot sauce and not what you're putting the hot sauce on.
Like it's just, but it's an awful flavor, right? Like oftentimes they're just very bitter or very, very vinegary, right? Like if you, like that's what I think the default problem is with a lot of the super hot sauces is that they get their peppers, their, up your ass and around the corner, death pepper, right? And
That
then,
should be the name of one.
and then they just add vinegar. Right. And then they blend. And that's to me, like, I like to taste this. I like to taste the pepper. I don't like to taste the vinegar. That's why I was never a fan of Frank's, to be honest with you, because I find Frank's just too vinegary for me.
You didn't put that ish on everything?
No, I don't. No.
I don't think more you would never survive.
As long as I had a tissue.
There's no way you would survive. You've been eating
Are you
celery
kidding
for
me?
a year.
I love horseradish.
That's not spicy.
You think horseradish?
You've not been to Passover dinner with a fresh bottle of horseradish. Let me tell you what.
Maury, okay, you're talking to people like myself and Shem and Mocha and possibly Maria. To me, horseradish is like ice cream.
That's not spicy.
They should do a Passover hot ones.
It's not spicy at all.
My mom almost hit the
Horseradish.
hot sauce bottle because I was eating it too much.
Like ice cream.
Yeah.
Also, as long as I have a tissue nearby.
Yeah.
I heard you say that multiple times before, bro. For different scenarios. Anyway, let's move on.
It's not the same tissue, though, right, Maury?
Well, that's more paper towel.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Maria, what else we got in the DM Deep Dive?
All right, Steven says, do you guys have advanced green etiquette while driving? If you are at the front of a left turn lane, are you paying attention or are you the type that needs to be honked at? Also, if you're the only car, Do you selfishly stay further back so that the sensors think that there are more cars and it gives you the advanced green? I definitely do that, but if I'm at the front, I'm never not paying attention.
Roz, go.
No, oh my God, I always pay attention. Always. And if for some reason I do get distracted, and it's never my phone, right? Because I drive a lot where I go to, there's a lot of busy corners, right? And there's a lot of corners that I go to where there's people who don't really pay attention to the hand signal, walk, don't walk, right? So I will always, before I do anything, I'm looking for people, right? And I'm just constantly looking for people. And as I'm looking for people, if the light goes and I miss it and somebody honks, I feel terrible about it. But no, I am laser focused on those lights. And as soon as it turns green, I'm Ricky Bobby and foot is on the gas and I'm out of there.
Maria?
I pay attention. I mean, I have been distracted before, I will say. But you know what? I have a problem with the people that don't even give you the second to press the gas and they're already honking at you.
Oh, that's me.
Like, how fast do you want me to go? My foot can't go through the pedal. Like, the light just turned. It's happened the other day. The light just turned green. I was fully paying attention. Like, my phone was in my purse. Like, I wasn't even touching my music. I was staring at that light. And it turned green. Not even 0.2 seconds had gone by. I was slowly hitting my gas, and this guy behind me was laying on his horn.
I won't hit my horn if I'm the second car back.
You'll hit your horn if you're three or more.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because if I'm second car back, I'm making it through even if you're late, right, in front of me. But if I'm third or fourth and I'm looking at the light and number one hasn't moved, I'm honking.
Like, give me a second
For
to
sure.
move, though.
No. If I'm third or fourth back, I'm honking because
Okay,
then,
that I can understand, though.
Yeah.
But also, there's a new feature on my car, which I noticed, which is also very humbling.
Okay.
It senses if there's a car in front of you when you're at a light.
Yeah.
And if that car takes off and you haven't moved yet, it dings and it goes ready to drive.
Oh, wow.
So it's called me out a few times, and I'm like, please, shut up. Like, why are you going to tell me? Like,
can you disable that feature?
I want to. I'm trying to figure it out.
Time for one more DM, please, Maria, really
All
quick.
right. Natasha says, hey, Maria, when you were a fan before joining the show, did you call or text in, or was it just for contests? I definitely texted in a few times when I was younger. And I think as I was in university, I was just listening, and then I'd jump out of the car and run to class.
We have audio. We've played this a couple of times before when Maria was 16 years old and begging to win tickets to see her favorite band, One Direction.
Hi.
Hi.
What caller am I?
What's your name?
Maria.
You sound like you're shaking a little bit.
I am. I really want these tickets. I'm a huge fan.
Well, you know that they're performing at the Molson Canadian Amphitheater on May the 29th, right?
Yeah.
It's the first ever headlining North American tour for One Direction.
I know, and I really want to go. I've been a X Factor.
Well, Maria.
Yeah?
You're part of history. You're caller 92.
You're kidding me. Oh, my God. You're kidding me right now.
Nope.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Falling.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. I've been tweeting all week and everything.
Well, look at that. Your perseverance is paying off. Maria, you are going to see One Direction live in concert.
Oh, my God.
And everything.
So embarrassing.
And everything. And everything.
Thank you for all of your DMs. We
And
love
everything.
talking about them. Keep them coming in. We'll do this again. Thanks, Maria.
You got
And
it.
everything.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Things get weird in 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Time once again for today's DM Deep Dive, going through the DMs that you are sending in to us every day.
Maria, what do we got in the DM?
All right. This comes from Nikki. Can Maurie smell Roz's hair? I'm really curious
No.
if he has a scent or a stench. I recently read an article about a university professor who doesn't shower. Disgusting. To be honest, it might be Roz moonlighting. I don't know what that means.
I never said I don't shower. Wow. When have I ever said that?
You want to explain to Maria really quick what moonlighting means?
Do you know what moonlighting means?
No, what's
What do you
moonlighting?
think moonlighting means?
I don't know.
So don't Google it. Stop Googling
okay.
things.
Well, that's my only way to learn things.
No, we're going to work through this together. Yeah. What?
I use calculators in Google. That's myself,
What do you think moonlighting means?
Moonlighting.
If I was moonlighting, yes, what do you think that means?
Moonlighting as a professor. And it's in respect to hair.
Okay. How would that tie into hair?
Like your hair's greasy
But how does that tie into moonlighting?
because it shines at night.
Like the?
Moon.
Correct.
Nailed it.
Oh.
Nailed it.
Oh, I'm so smart.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow. I did not think you were going to get that.
Well, thank you. Believe in me.
Yeah, I do. We all do.
Thanks.
You want to Google it now?
No. Oh,
No,
actually,
Google it. Yeah.
it's probably so wrong. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
Google it. What does
No!
what does moonlighting mean? What does moonlighting mean? Google it and read it out.
Have a second job in addition to one's regular employment.
Right.
AKA shiny hair.
Yeah. Like the moon.
Come on, guys.
Thanks for believing in me. No, I'm not going to let Maurie smell my hair.
Okay.
Like that to me, you don't want to smell my hair, Maurie.
No.
No, thank you. Why not?
Well, because then it might. What if it
Bitch.
stinks? And what if it ruins my? What if it's an unattractive smell?
It gives you the ick?
Like, what if it's like turns me off of you?
Oh, I would. You come smell my hair then. But first, Mocha, I'm going to need you to ride your bum on it.
Hey,
What?
no, my ass don't stink, bro.
If any part of you is going to stink, it's going to be your bum.
Yeah, but my ass, like,
Okay.
anyway, back
first
to
of all-
Maria, moonlighting.
First of all,
No.
I'm not going this far to turn Maurie off. I apologize. Okay, go ahead.
All right, what else we got?
All right. Natasha says, do any of you guys use the StairMaster at the gym? And if so, do you have a goal of floors or minutes?
Roz, frequent gym user now.
I hate the StairMaster. It's torture, that thing. Oh, my God, it's torture. If I do go on the StairMaster, I go fast and short. I think, like, I'll do 12, whatever that is.
12 minutes?
11.
Or 12 incline.
12,
Or 12
floors. Like the
floors,
number,
yeah.
I think I'll do 12 floors.
Not incline, yeah.
And I do that as fast as I can. So I don't know how long it takes me, but I just know that like, I want to die afterwards.
Yeah,
I
Maria?
hate it. I hate it.
I used to love the StairMaster when I did it a lot. And like I would go like a half hour on there at like a steady speed. I would do intervals. So I would stay at like a 10 and then I go to like a 13 and then 10 again. I would kind of stay between there. But now like I usually just kind of do like 5-10 minutes. But because I teach spin classes so often, like I don't really use the StairMaster. Like
Don't need to.
Spin classes are like my cardio of the week right now. So and my foot is still like really messed up. So I haven't. But I do love doing it. It is torture though, like Roz says. You're 2 minutes and you're like sweating, you're out of breath. You're begging for your life.
It's awful.
It
First of all,
really is the worst. I mean, when
I hate normal stairs.
Used to when I used to have a trainer like years ago at like a personal trainer at Good Life, right?
Yeah.
And before every session, he would make me do 5 minutes on StairMaster.
No.
It like really gets your heart rate going quickly, and I hated it so much.
Yeah, yeah. Maury, you don't do StairMaster.
They don't have the StairMaster at boot camp.
Have you ever done StairMaster?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
They have a StairMaster in the gym in my condo, but I don't use the gym in my condo.
Why don't you just use the stairs in the condo
I do.
instead of the StairMaster?
No, you don't. I bet you don't.
I use that's how I take the dog down every day.
What floor are you on?
3.
Oh.
You don't use the elevator?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because then they get snitched on.
All right.
Yeah.
Time for one more, please, Maria. One more DM.
All right. Sarah says, hey, Maria, I saw your most recent TikTok about your day in the life and I found it very motivational. How do you plan out your day? How do you find the motivation? And how do you have the energy? Would love to see more of these. You're definitely the energy the Roz and Mocha team needs.
What video is she talking about?
So she was talking about my day in the life. I did one the other day.
Yeah.
And it was basically just like me taking everyone through like what I do in a day.
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, like my days are pretty scheduled out. Like Monday, Tuesdays, I go from here, I do my work, I go home, finish work, and then I go to spin classes and I teach either 2 in a row or 1. Keeping the energy, I don't know, I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
I live off coffee and I just try to plan everything out that way, at least have some time to like chill at some point, whether that's at night after spin or whether that is before. But I don't know. I usually just try to find as much time as possible to
Look at you
schedule everything
moonlighting.
out. Yay!
Yay for understanding it, finally. All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep those DMs coming in. Love talking about them every day. Thanks, Maria.
You got it.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. You wouldn't say that to your mama, so why us?
Here we go. Time for the DM Deep Dive, my favorite part of the show.
Hey, Maria, what do we got in the DMs today?
Okay, today, a kid from Scarborough wrote in.
Big up.
Hey.
I heard on the podcast that Roz is in charge of coming up with the idea for the show's commercials. Has that always been the case, and how did that come about?
Yeah.
I would say, from what I remember, when we first started doing commercials, not even commercials, when we first started doing ads, there was a department that kind of came up with an idea for an ad. Roz and I were a little skeptical of the idea, but because it was our first ad, we went along with it. And the results weren't what we had expected. And Roz independently came up with his own version of what our ad should look like. And this was like the ads that end up on transit, on billboards all over the place. This was like before we were on television, right? And it was like a huge hit. Like everybody loved it. Everyone thought it was a great idea, and we went with it. And it was a massive success. And then when it was time to film our first commercial, Roz was like, hey, I got this idea. And we went along with it, and it turned out like better than I had even expected. And it was those two things that, for me at least, I was like, I fully trust Roz in this process. So when he has an idea for a commercial, or when he has an idea for like a billboard ad, like that's all him. I'm going to stay out of it. Trust the vision always. And the one thing I always say to him is, what do you need from me? Do you need an idea from me, or do you need a suggestion, or do you need my help with anything? Other than that, it's always been Roz. And I think that over time, we've built up the trust with the team that we now have, that we work with consistently on all of our commercials, all of our billboard ads, where they know to come to us for the ideas. And when that time comes, I'm always the one that says, hey, when are we doing this? Work on the timeline. And then I hit Roz and I say, here's the timeline. What ideas do you have? Or I may throw an idea at Roz and say, I think this. And then Roz will always come back with something 10 times better. And then we go with that, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's great because it's actually easy to, not easy, but knowing that Mocha is just so game for anything. He's never said no to any idea, which is what makes it, makes it so easy. But I think that when we first started doing these, right now internally, like in the building, we have really, really great people that we've worked with over the years. Great directors, great, like just everything. The creative people, they're great. But when we were young, on the show, they hired a lot of people from outside of the company because they didn't have those departments here. They didn't exist here. And it was when they hired people from outside of the company where they would come in with their ideas that the ideas were terrible.
I think too, because they didn't understand who we were.
Show.
They didn't know what the show was all about.
Yeah, right. Like they didn't know the show at all, and that was kind of like frightening because they were like spending a lot of money, and these things were gonna be what people saw of us for the very first time, and they just got us so wrong, right? Like so wrong. So so when we decided to come up with the ideas, it really came out of necessity, is what it was, right?
And now that's the process. There's trust there, and we keep it moving. What else we got today, Maria?
Okay, Mayor says, what is everyone's next car purchase?
Damn, Maurie, let's go to you. Still rocking that 2011 black Toyota Yaris, rusted out, dented up.
But great on gas.
Yeah. What is your next car, Maurie?
Totally a Range Rover.
No. What is your next car? Not your dream car.
Yeah. What you can
Eventually,
afford.
the Yaris is going to cease to exist.
Oh, I want the Bronco.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
The Sport?
Oh my
the
God,
smaller
yes.
one?
They're so cute. Matthew said no.
Why?
He said he thinks they're ugly.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, but he doesn't have a license. You're the driver in the family.
I know, but
people are still going to be staring at Matthew.
So what does he want you to get then?
Range Rover.
A Range Rover.
But you guys can't afford the Range Rover.
That's why it's Yaris for life.
Bro, what are you going to do when that car dusts out though?
Fred Flintstone it. Use your feet.
Do they still make Yaris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do? So there's like you can get a 2025 Yaris?
I'm sure that's what you're going to upgrade to.
Here, let me just.
While you look that up, Maria, what's your next car purchase? Although you just got one.
It's only a 2-year lease though.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get one eventually. Again, honestly, I don't know if this is me just like maturing in life, but I actually could care less what I drive anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to spend money on gas. I think cars are honestly like, they're a waste of money. Like, I would love a nice car. Trust me, if I could drive one, I would be driving a Range Rover as well.
Yeah.
Or a nice Bronco.
Yo, I'm the same way, man. I'm good with my Honda Pilot.
Yeah.
Yo, Shem, you going to upgrade from the Kia Forte XL?
That's the plan, man. I'm probably going to need a new car by next year, I would say. I do want to go something a little higher off the ground. I find that
SUV you going to get?
Yeah, I think I want to go SUV. I want to go big.
Are you going to stay with Kia?
No, I'm going to move on from Kia. I want to go big though. I want to go big SUV. Oh, an Escalade would be kind of fire. Not going to lie. Yeah.
Have you seen the Telluride?
The what?
The Telluride.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
No, I haven't.
It's really beautiful.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's really nice.
I'll look it up then.
Roz, you?
Yeah. I mean, it'll wind up being another truck.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because I need the back, like I need to have a truck, but I don't know what next truck I'm going to have. Like I don't know what it is.
Like an F-150?
No, too big because I got to try and street park it all the time, right?
Yeah.
So it's too big. So I can only drive like a mid-sized truck, but the problem is that nobody buys mid-sized trucks anymore, so they don't make them. Not a lot of companies make them, and so trucks just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger because that's what sells. Like people just want giant trucks.
Yeah.
And they're expensive, man. Like you talk about Range Rover, like when I brought my truck in, I was looking at an F-150 that they had, and it was just like a full-blown whatever. The thing was like $150,000.
You get a G-Wagon for that.
Yeah.
Facts. Basic G-Wagon?
But that is the new, and they were telling me that people come in, they don't want like vans or crossovers or anything now for family stuff. They want a truck. And on the inside, it's got to be beautiful. It's got to have all the things, but they want the back to bring the camping gear, to put the hockey gear, to do all this stuff, because all that stuff that kids have that ruins the inside of a car, you just throw it in the back.
Yeah, true.
Right?
True,
and it just saves your, so families now, like the F-150 has become a family car, which is really crazy.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all of your DMs. Keep them coming in. We'll do this again. Thanks, Maria.
Anytime.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Seeker app.